Now this is the Duncan. The Duncan house was built by Donald and Elizabeth Duncan on a 50-acre tract of land in Lisle Township, Illinois in 1957. Back then, Lisle Township was, oh, you from Chicago area?
Oh, I am not, no.
Oh, okay. Back then, Lisle Township was all farmland, about 25 miles west of downtown Chicago, a long ways before there were interstate highways. But this is also an example of Frank Lloyd Wright.
हम वो ऐसे भी नहीं करते हैं तो कम से कम एटलीस्ट कुछ तो होगा।
Wow, feels good here, doesn't it? That's it. Sure. Yeah. Now, I'm sure you'll agree this doesn't look at all like the typical kitchen you'd find in the 1950s era tract home. Frank Lloyd Wright detested those houses. He called them boxes inside of boxes. He thought that Americans should live in homes that express the American experience of expansiveness. Hence the open concept you see here. Quite forward-looking at the time. I understand it's all the rage today. The wood that you see all around you here, expect to hear it many times again. Now, when the Papinchaks got the 4 tractor trail loads of parts that were this house disassembled, not only were all the parts of the house in there, but also any number of the Duncan's personal effects, including these mid-century modern pots and pans. This wonderful pinky beige refrigerator with pedal-operated freezer on the bottom. The appliances you see here, the appliances you see there, all were originally the Duncans. And Donald Duncan was an electrical engineer. He took 2 outlets and a clock from an old stove and installed them in the wall right over there. And yes, the clock is right twice a day. And on the far wall you see his intercom system. You could talk to the front door in the master bedroom through it. You could pipe radio music throughout the house. And remember, this was 1957, the height of the Cold War. Well, it tuned not 1, but 2 national defense frequencies, which are marked on the radio dial. Any questions? Okay, well, let's go in the living room then. Go ahead, sir. Are you liking it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Would you like to live in it?
absolutely.
Yeah, you can get the plans from the foundation in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Okay, I saw where they have plans where you can build. Do they provide like a whole kit?
No,
Or is it
it's
just
just
the
the plans.
plans?
Yeah,
Okay.
just the drawings.
Okay,
Now here in the living room, you can really see it's a Frank Lloyd Wright design because it's so open and so spacious and of course dominated by the masserie and the fireplace. Now in Wright's design, this side of the house is the public side of the house. It had small windows and was very modest. This side of the house, always south facing, was the private side of the house, and so it always contained a wall of windows open to nature. So nature is your constant companion in this house. The boulders you see out there, they were from the excavation of the house. Left there randomly, have been overgrown over the years, so the house is organic with its setting. But those windows, they're Anderson windows. Those doors, they're Pella doors, all commercially available to keep the cost down. And also to keep the cost down, notice no built-in furniture. But if you bought one of these homes, Frank Lloyd Wright would send you a personal letter with furniture suggestions. The 2 Cherokee red chairs in the corner there, this settee with the embedded cork, this table here that looks like a comma, all from designs that Wright created for these houses all handmade by Tom Kopinchak for this house. The lighting you see here had just been introduced when these homes were being designed. In fact, each of these original canister light fixtures is date stamped 1955. Now, when we were outside, I said the Duncans chose concrete block as the masonry material for their home. Well, that doesn't look like concrete block, and it isn't. That was left in Lyle. So when the Kopinchaks rebuilt the house here, they chose a local stone, Maryland ledge stone, as the masonry material, because local stone is an option in these homes. Notice the horizontal lines in the stone. Complements the horizontal lines in the board and batten construction of the house, all intended to increase a feeling of expansiveness, so the home feels larger than it actually is. The floors, you had options there as well. You could have carpet or large cherry red vinyl tiles intended to mimic the scored cherry red concrete traditionally used in Usonians. Well, those tiles were expensive because they had to be custom made. The Duncans actually chose carpet. Well, it was old and in disrepair, so it too was left in Lyle. When the Kopinchaks rebuilt the house here, Tom Kopinchak poured a liquid 2-part vinyl polymer throughout the great room, up the steps and down the hallway, dyed it all cherry red. And after it solidified, he scored it to the exact size of the cherry red vinyl tiles that were an option in these homes. And finally, if you've been in other Usonians, you know they typically featured radiant heating, hot water pipes under the floor to heat the floor and thus the house. Take a look at the hallway. It's nice and wide and nice and high. That's not what you typically associate with Wright. You associate a narrow hallway with a low ceiling, a big troll up, and all four speeds. The second bed is the same thing. Wall of windows, plus original wall-wood accordion doors. Now, as I said, this was the public side of the house. And so therefore, it has small windows that are up high to let in light and provide privacy. They also allow the installation of the standard built-in storage you see here. Remember, Usonians might very well not have an attic or a basement, so the storage you see is the storage you get. And on top of the storage are pictures of the Duncan house as it looked in Lyle, including their fireplace in operation. And you can see the concrete block that they used as the masonry material. And notice you only see horizontal lines in the concrete block. Vertical are filled in. Why? This is the master bedroom. And its own private bath. And of course, a wall of windows open to nature. This is the master bedroom. It has its own private bath. And of course, a wall of windows open to nature. This is the master bedroom. It has its own private bath. And of course, a wall of windows open to nature. And here you see the speaker for the pipe and music. How romantic. And the intercom table is behind this nightstand right here. And that little item over there is called a butler, what every professional man had in the 50s while he was putting his suit on that he wore to work every day. In my career, that's how I started out, but then, I don't know, things went downhill from there.
Did people that stay in these have to vacate while you have tours?
If you're staying one night, check-in's at 5 and check-out's at 10:30.
Yeah.
Okay. Some people do stay in the houses. Then they have to listen to me every hour. But then again, they're typically visiting Fallingwater or Kentuck or Ligonier or any of the other wonderful things that we have in this area. Good question. All righty, well, let's walk back down the hallway. That's why the floor in the coat closet is slanted for additional headroom on those steps. Okay, so let's go out.
Yeah.
Meet under the carport. We'll take a little walk around the house.
Know roughly how tall the basement ceiling is? Is it pretty small?
No, it's pretty tall.
Pretty tall?
Yeah, especially right now.
Sure thing.
Bedroom, master bedroom with the windows, still 40, there's a view.
Okay, let's come on out, everyone. Gotta get the show on the road. To the house. And guys, advantage of natural landscaping, very little lawn to mow. We like natural landscaping. Now we hear this, it is not original, it's called the taking line bedroom. Now, Frank Lloyd Wright's homes typically had a Cherokee red patio outside the living or great room. And of course, the Duncans had one that was about this size. So when the Penchacks rebuilt the house here, they put in a Cherokee red concrete patio. They added this low wall made from the Maryland ledge stone. They then also added these steps that you see here that go down to another Cherokee red concrete patio. The large doors that you see there are from the full finished basement that the Penchacks put in this house, complete with fireplace. We use it for special events, like our annual Christmas tours, the first 2 weekends in December. All the paths in the park are lighted by lanterns, and you're brought to each of the houses that you see by horse-drawn cart. And you enjoy a different part of the meal and entertainment at each house that you visit. Sells out every year, so if you're interested, it'll be on the website after Labor Day. So get your dibs in as soon as you can. It's well worth it. Okay, any questions?